Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. This is the second martial art video. Has nothing to do with the first video. This martial art video has something to do more on a personal level of size not mattering. Alright? So I got this a lot. And because I'm a small guy, I'm only 5'3.5". I'm 125 pounds at best, and I gotta keep it that way. I'm gonna be honest with you. Size does not matter in a fight. I don't give a fuck who you follow. I don't give a fuck who you believe. I'm going to tell you the fucking truth. Size does not matter. Your skill level matters. Size is not a factor for me because I'm small. Everybody's bigger than me. And I have a saying, the bigger you are, the harder I get to hit you. Because you sure ain't going to be showing me no mercy. I mean, you're bigger than me, so you're probably going to try to hit me with everything you got. I like it like that because it's going to really feel bad on your pride when your ass gets stomped by a guy that's smaller than the average Vietnamese woman. So let me break it down to y'all in case y'all don't understand. When I tell you something that is a life experience, do not be so quick to brush that shit off as, oh, he's lying and he's looking for video followers. Well, I honestly got like 200 some odd followers here. It fluctuates. Sometimes it's 100, sometimes it's 200. I have lost followers, mostly because I'm not a Trump supporter. But I'm going to be honest with you. First off, all politicians lie. So it doesn't really matter. Not all politicians are racist, but all of them fucking lie so they can get your fucking vote. Trump was a bona fide motherfucking racist. And I don't care about the video about the old black lady that's been living in Trump towers for free, etc., etc. All that shit's propaganda. It's all propaganda. Because if you can't apologize to 5 black men that didn't rape a woman, how the hell are you going to let everybody believe that you let a black female live in your fucking towers for 8 years, no fucking rent? Yeah, I don't believe that shit as far as I can fucking throw Trump. And then let's not talk about how many times he called Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas. So again, totally off topic, but all politicians are liars. They get what they want from you, and they do exactly what they don't want from you. They get your vote, and they cater to all the other politicians, because all those motherfuckers are lifers. You know, the guys are in there for fucking years and get reelected because they help some rich people stay rich instead of toning them down. Now, back to the story at hand. From 6 years old to 12 years old, my uncles on my mother's side made me fight kids in the streets. Understand, this was not a religious thing for me. This was a forced thing. I had to learn martial arts so that I could get good. So that these kids that were way bigger than me wouldn't be able to whoop my motherfucking ass. Good news is, I became a monster. The great news is, those motherfuckers that made me fight now don't fuck with me either. See, when you create a monster or a demon, you must have the thing that everyone else has to have. The ability to control them. And when you can't control something that you create, Frankenstein was a pretty good example of there's no fate for what you create, because what you create can come back to destroy your ass. So again, the bigger a person is, don't mean shit to me. I know the 3 things that you have going for you because you're bigger than me. Alright? Let's count them off. The first thing that you got going for you that you are bigger than me is the straight fact that you are bigger than me, which includes your height and your weight. So counting that all as one. So if I'm 5'3" and you're 6'2", 6'1", 6'4", 6'5", 5'9", or whatever, we already can account that you are taller and you are broader. And also, we're going to throw in the second part of that is that you're probably a lot stronger than me. Okay? So we got height, weight, and strength. Those are your main 3 things that you got going against me. Now, as far as your skill set, let's say you're a tall, linky basketball motherfucker, but you've never been in a fight, but you know how to play basketball. So you have long arms and long legs, and you got really good jumping ability. Alright? So you can jump higher than me. Can't jump if you can't stand up after I break your fucking kneecaps. Now, let's say you're a wrestler. Alright? So now I gotta worry about you doing grapples and shit. Alright, well, luckily for me, I took judo and old school jiu-jitsu before that shit went to Brazilian jiu-jitsu, where you just tussle on the motherfucking ground and trying to get kneed in the crotch. So, you got wrestling and I got judo. Alright? You're gonna out-wrestle me. For sure. So I'm not gonna try to out-wrestle you. I'm not gonna fight your fight, you're gonna fight my fight. You just don't know you're gonna fight my fight. Because I'll sacrifice an arm just to bait your ass in. And once I bait you in, it's my time. You know? Alright? So now you're 6'4" and you're a bodybuilder. Your muscles are defined, definition, you're out there. So the one good thing about that is I know I can see where to hit you better now. I understand that because Kempo, pressure points do work, folks. If done properly, I can't make you shit on yourself and I can't knock you out, but I can stop your body from functioning because now you're so defined that it puts out where I need to hit you versus where I should not hit you. Now, I'm not going to hit you in a solid chest. I'm going to hit you in crevices, like your ball joints. I'm going to jab you in here. I'm going to jab you in here. I'm going to jab you. I'm going to grip you under here because I'm going to use tiger for grip there. I'm going to grip you in the throat. I'm going to do things to you that's going to lock up your fucking joints. It's going to be easier for me because the bigger your muscles are, the less your flexibility works, the better it is for me. Because a lot of big burly motherfuckers ain't flexible. I mean, they flex. They got like super mega, they got like this shit going on. But their arms, when they're this close to that tight, boom, I'm going to hit your arm. I'm not going to hit you with me. I'm going to kick your arm or I'm going to hit your arm and I'm going to drive it into your face because you're flexing. You're super strong and shit. Now, again, the only thing you really have on me is size and strength. You're a bodybuilder. Most people are going to be afraid of you from the second they see you. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to fuck with that guy. He's a big motherfucker. I'm not worried about that shit because I know you're a big motherfucker. I know you're way bigger than me. You're way stronger than me. That does not mean that you are guaranteed a victory. This is where the stereotype comes in, where people get confused about somebody's size, thinking that, oh, just because that motherfucker's bigger than you, he's going to whoop your ass. No, he's going to whoop your ass if you allow him to whoop your ass. If you let fear rule the fight, you will lose and you will get your ass beat. That is the difference maker. I can't be afraid of you. Everybody's bigger than me. Everybody. My 15-year-old nephew, my 16-year-old nephew, my 24-year-old nephew, my 20-year-old nephew, all of them are bigger than me. The guys that used to make me fight other kids, my uncles, were all bigger than me. I don't have an uncle that's under 6 feet tall on either side of my family, but only my mama's side of my family made me fight kids in the streets. So when I tell you something, it's a life fucking experience. It's just not some made up bullshit that you catch on Monologue Monday, which is today, which is not going to happen. But the point of the matter is really quite simple. The bigger a person is does not mean that they are guaranteed a victory in a fight. That is a false assumption. Do not let someone's size scare you out of a fucking victory. They're just bigger than you. They're human. They bleed. And if you can't make them bleed, you blind them. You make them go deaf. You cut off the breath. Knowing where to hit a person is far more important than knowing how hard to hit a person. Understand that shit. Because you can hit a person all day and not do nothing but piss them off. But if you hit people in the right spots, because again, pressure points do work, if done correctly, you'll be able to take their asses out. If you don't believe this shit, I field tested my shit. I've put a couple of mountains down with some pressure points. And we were just playing. So just think about what I would do if I was deadly fucking serious. Now, here's another thing. What you are wearing is very important in a fight. What you are wearing to a fight with me can either make you or break you. Rule number 1. If you're going to fight James Williams Jr., the first thing you don't want to do is wear a fucking hoodie. James is a hockey fan. James will black bag the fuck out you. I just got to get to you to do it. And that is the trick about a fight. I got to get to you. I got to get through your defenses. Understand that. Works both ways. You got to get through mine, but I got to get through yours. Now, I'm more focused on getting through yours than I am worried about you getting through mine. Because I done racked a couple of knuckles when people have thrown straight jabs and I crack a fucking knuckle. I have damaged people's hands by simple as shit. 2-knuckle strike. I fucked people up with that shit. And just practicing. Boom. So, again, pressure points do work. I've had them done on me. I had a bro who was Chinese. When we sparred with our shoes on, we were equally matched. When we sparred with our shoes off, he ate my ass up. He shut down my fucking feet. I could not get my feet to function. I could still lift them, but I couldn't feel anything in them, and my toes got locked into like a crunching position. EC, thank you, brother. Anyway, and him and I are basically the same size. He's just like 5'6". I'm 5'3". We were sparring after we finished filming my Fallen Dragon stuff. So I'm going to tell you again, if you don't think pressure points work, you'll find out the hard way when the right motherfucker engages with you in pressure points. Now back to the story at hand. A bigger man is just a bigger man. He has a whole lot more weight to move around. He has a whole lot more mass to move around. If he doesn't have good cardio, fight's mine. If he has good cardio, fight's mine. I know you're thinking, what? How's the fight yours if he has good cardio and if he doesn't? Endurance is a thing. Durability is a thing. And all of that shit is part of being able to fight. Your size, that's just a tiny factor. That's it. Because here's the thing. I'm a tiny guy. And offhand, just by people looking at me, they already know they're going to whoop my ass. They know before that fight even starts, they're going to whoop my ass. Yeah, he about 5 foot nothing, 100 nothing. I'm going to whoop his ass. I'm going to whoop his ass. And I like it when you think like that. Because now that you've underestimated me, that makes it easier for me to fuck your shit up. Understand that shit. If I kick you in the throat, this fight's done. If I punch you in the throat, this fight's done. If I punch you in your solar plexus and all the air seeps out your body and then I elbow you in the throat, this fight is done. I'm not punching you in places that's not going to do damage. If I hit you in the face, it's only going to piss you off. But I hit you in the throat, it's going to slow you the fuck down. There's a big difference in punching somebody to piss them off and punching somebody to stop them. When you're punching someone to stop them, you have a targeted area in which you know you have to get to. Now, the trick was the words, you know you have to get to. You're not just going to let me punch you in the throat. I got it. You're not going to just let me kick you or punch you in the sternum. That's what blocks are for, you know. Now, if you're fighting someone who's inexperienced, there's a good chance you're going to beat their ass. If you're fighting someone who has some experience, there's a good chance that you're going to have a good fucking fight on your hands, and you're not just going to whoop their ass. So you need to understand that you're going to have to put up a fight. And every fight is going to be different. If I beat you 2 weeks ago, I'm going to have to beat you a different way the next time we meet. And the reason, because you're going to remember that shit. You're like, nah, this motherfucker did this shit and this shit. So now I got to protect all of this shit. But let's say in the 2 weeks that we fought, you threw a jab. I knuckle struck you. I got to the outside. I broke your elbow. I slid up and I punched you in the throat. And you went, I'm going to let you stay there. I'm done. Excuse me. You're out because I punched you in the throat. So I shut off all the air. The oxygen to your brain has gone. And you're one of these. And I broke your elbow. So I broke your elbow and I punched you in the throat. You're going to be on guard for that shit the very fucking next time that we fight. You're not going to throw that same jab. You're not going to be like, boom. Because you know that I'm going to go to the outside. I'm going to snap it and I'm going to strike it. So my next plan would be basically the same shit. Snap, gut, then throat. And if necessary, knee to face. I'm going to do a different thing to you every time we fight until you stop trying to fight me. Let's say you know that I'm a right body, so I'm always going to get to the right of your body. Because I know that the liver and stuff are over here. Let's say you don't give me that option. So now I'm going to do the same thing I did the first time, only to the left, but I'm going to add a little bit more finesse to that shit. Crack, boom, boom, boom. And I'm not going to stop. Because when I break it, I'm just going to lock it under here. I'm going to snap it, and I'm going to keep going. Now, I'm going to go until you pass out or I pass out. One of the two. I'm not going to stop until you drop. Because I'm a small guy. And you're bigger than me. And I can't be playing with you because I'm in the 40s. I'm not going to be playing around in a fight. And that's the thing you need to understand when you are in a fight. A fight is not a game. It is not for show. Now, yeah, if you're doing it professional, yeah, MMA, UFC, yeah, if you're getting professionally paid for that, good for you. But if you're on the streets, that is not the place to play. That is not the place to play. It doesn't matter if you're fighting somebody who's way up here or way down here. A fight is a fight. The person in that fight is either going to be really good or not. You need to be ready for the guys that are really good and the guys that are not. To me, this is how I see it. Anyone who tells you that they don't have any skills at all are telling you the truth, or they're like me, they're downplaying their shit. Alright? One, I downplay a lot. And I'm going to tell you why. I downplay a lot because some people like to fucking test your shit. And then when they get hit, they get mad about that shit. It's like, well, I told you. I fucking told you. It's like this is why I don't play these guys. See, for the longest time as a kid, I wouldn't slap box. Because slap boxing starts fights. Yeah, it's like, oh, you ain't got no boxing skills. You ain't got no shit. That's why I don't slap box. But I can fight. There is no, play fighting. I mean, if you count sparring as play fighting, yeah. But there's no fighting for us martial artists outside of sparring. So you beat my ass in a slap boxing match, you're going to beat me every fucking time. But if we get into a sparring match, and we're doing it my way, then when I start beating you, you're going to feel kind of fucking bad. So I don't do that shit. Now, I'll spar all the time. But the thing is, movie fighting, sparring, and real fighting are 3 different categories in which no one really tries to explore. Stay tuned for part 2.